I did want to share with you one bit of cross-examination in the case that was mentioned before, and Joe's influence, even on a 75-year-old trial lawyer. Our case, our patent infringement case, where I represented Dan Aykroyd and my dear friend John Alexander, who's a Texas artist who lives in New York. Bob Dylan asked me to quit dropping names, so, or maybe it was Justice Sotomayor, I don't know which, but in the first trial, this case was a case that we tried, Mike and Jenny and Zenobia and Vicky, all of us tried, and everybody had a huge part in it. It was really a team effort. And we had, the judge hated our case going in. She had denied injunctive relief where Crystal Head Vodka sought to shut down the production of Ka tequila bottles, and twice she said, you've got to have a finding that the bottle, Ka tequila bottle, caused confusion in the marketplace among consumers about the source of the bottle. In other words, they tried to make their bottle look like ours so that people would say, well, look, it's Dan Aykroyd's tequila now, not his vodka. And the judge twice found that there was no confusion. She also dismissed the case. That was reversed. The case was tried by a different law firm. They lost it. That case was Globefield or Crystal Head reversed it on appeal. Here's what I was told the reason they lost it. In the first trial, and I don't doubt that this is true, in the first trial, the woman who created the Ka tequila bottle, whose name was Kim Brandy, changed from Grace Kim Chu. And Miss Brandy told us that it would probably be better in the liquor business if her name was Brandy. And Miss Brandy got on the stand and said, our bottle came out in 2008, and it was a huge hit. It was the very first bottle, skull-shaped bottle, ever to be used to sell alcohol. And huge hit. 2 years later, her bottle comes out, and it's a skull-shaped bottle. It impinges on our trade dress, our skull-shaped bottle. And she got on the stand, and she had to explain why. There was no evidence that she had worked on her bottle before our bottle came out, but there was a lot of evidence, pictures of molds and so on, that showed that she worked on it in 2009 after our bottle came out. And she told this story to the jury in the first trial. At the end, she was working hard on her bottle. She made a mold of it. She didn't have a picture of it, but she made a mold of it in 2008. And then at the end of 2008, she said, and she was crying copiously, she said, I lost my daughter, and I just couldn't do anything. And the jurors wept. And Danny's wife, Donna Dixon, walked outside and said, we've lost the case. Here's what happened in the second trial. She gave the same testimony, but said also, our family suffered a loss. I lost my daughter at the end of 2008. That's why I couldn't work on the bottle. And for 6 months or several months, I couldn't do anything. And finally, my friend sat me down and said, you've got 2 more children. You have got to do something for them. Get back to work on that bottle. And then they passed her to me for cross-examination. Ms. Brandy, this is very sensitive, but I need to have this for our timeline. What was the date of your daughter's death in 2008? I don't know. You don't know because your daughter didn't die, did she? My daughter, I don't know where she is. You don't know where she is because she was reported having been heard from as late as 2010. That's true, isn't it? No. So when you tell us you had a loss in your family, that you lost your daughter, that's just not true, is it? That is true. On some level it's true, but she didn't. That implies she died, doesn't it? Mr. Berg, I have no idea where my daughter is. She has disappeared. Miss Brandy, you're a woman who is precise with your language, are you not? Yes, I am. That last question came directly from Joe with Mr. McKinley. The lesson here is, if you're going to kill off a kid, make sure that kid is really dead.